Everybody wants a life worth living. Opportunity is what we're giving. SSDF realize the plight of the marginalized. And through beneficiary involvement, we give our commitment to bring improvement to the lives of the indigent. Wow. SSDF help the poor and needy. Help.
Bonjour Satlisi and welcome to episode 4 of SSDF, Uplifting People, Transforming Communities. I am your host, Ika Fergus, Communications Officer of the St. Lucia Social Development Fund, also known as SSDF. As a central pillar of St. Lucia's social protection framework, the SSDF, an implementing agency of the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice and Empowerment, has long been committed to people-centered and community-driven development. Its mandate focuses on improving the quality of life for the vulnerable households and communities through poverty reduction programs, skills training, microenterprise support, and infrastructure development. Over the years, the agency has built a strong reputation for empowering citizens and fostering sustainable pathways out of poverty. Hence, the reason for this program, where I will inform you of the various projects and programs that SSDF has and continues to initiate by interviewing the staff and affiliates of the organization. Welcome and thanks for viewing. Now, the next 3 to 4 episodes will be highlighting the women of SSDF who head some of the toughest and largest departments in the organization. So my guest today is Ms. Donna St. Marthe, who is the Housing Program Coordinator. And of course, it's a brand new position, but she's still heavily involved in our social support, our social services department. So Donna, just tell us a little bit about yourself and your transition and how long you have been at the St. Lucia Social Development Fund.
Okay, so I've been at the St. Lucia Social Development Fund about 7 years now. I started as a family support worker on the Kudme St. Lucie program. Then I worked on the OBM program, and then I worked in the community as the officer for Denry for some time before I transitioned into the role I'm in presently. So based on what I've done, I understand what my colleagues is going through. I understand processes. I understand the relationship with our clients and ourselves, how it impacts, you know, the output. So, yeah.
Okay. And as far as the housing program is concerned, we know that it's a huge department and it's basically sheltering persons and building homes for the vulnerable. How does that make you feel to be part of that department, be part of that solution to, you know, uplift our society, our persons in society?
Yeah. I feel good actually, because being in this department is really up my field. My degree is in social work, so I'm able to practice it. I'm able to help persons, and this is what I love to do. So for me, it's just following my destiny as a social worker and being able to impact the changes within the housing assistance program as to how persons receive the assistance.
Okay. And you said earlier, working together with our corporate entities, private businesses, government agencies, that has definitely, well, you have used your social work experience with the persons that you already know, and now you have a, you know, explain that relationship that you have now with corporate St. Lucia assisting our housing program.
Yeah, so because I have the background as to what it is that we need, when I go to them to pitch our need in housing, I'm able to, you know, articulate this.
You need cement, you need blocks, you need this.
Yes, so I'm able, you know, to pitch in, and most time, matter of fact, all the time that we get the assistance that we need from them. So, yeah.
Wonderful. And of course, as far as the labor support is concerned, persons coming on board, at least give our viewers some information, persons who might be interested in lending a hand or sponsoring, you know, giving some help, whether it be tangible or non-tangible, to our housing program.
Okay, all right. So in terms of the labor, like I said, we have officers throughout the community. So persons could contact those officers in order to pitch their interest. Also, sometimes when we're on site, you have persons coming around. If you want to be part of it, whether it's to just help for a day or two, you can speak to the builder who's in charge, and he will relay that information to me. So we welcome that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, Donna, we're breaking it down, or Miss St. Marthe, which one would you prefer?
Donna is fine.
Donna is fine. So, for viewers who may not be very familiar, could you briefly explain what the housing program is about and its role in St. Lucia's landscape?
Thank you, Ika. So the objective of the Housing Assistance Program is to help improve the living conditions of the indigent, poor, and most vulnerable persons within St. Lucia. For example, when we think about vulnerable persons, we think about the elderly, differently able persons, and households that have a significant amount of children within them. Statistics shows that households that have a significant amount of children and they live in adverse conditions, they are more likely to demonstrate negative behavioral patterns. So actually, by we as SSDF assisting those households, we actually contributing to a decrease in deviant behaviors within society.
All right, wonderful. Now, how do you ensure that the most vulnerable in our society get access to the assistance that is offered by the housing program?
Good question, Ika. So, majority of our clients are walk-ins. However, we do get referrals from private and public sectors. In addition to that, we have our team members who are in the different constituencies and they do outreach at the schools or health centers, and then word of mouth.
And plus our social service officers
yes,
as well.
so that's the team members within the 17 constituencies.
Okay,
yes.
Wonderful. All right, so what are the main areas of focus for the housing program, and why are these important for national development?
Yeah, okay. So the main areas of housing is rental support, material support, utility support, and then we have construction and renovation under one bracket.
So let's break it down for them.
Okay.
What is rental support, utility support? So what you said, SSDF are going to pay all my bills for me? What was going on?
No,
Yes,
let me explain.
Break it down first.
Okay, so in terms of rental support, we have persons who are on the verge of being displaced and they come to us for support. Sometimes it's that they're just going through a bit of a transition in life and they just need that 1 month support or probably the deposit. And after we do our assessment and they qualify, then now we'll provide them with that support. But it's not a continuous thing.
Oh, okay, so that brings us to the next question. Is there a special process? So before we go to the process, tell us about the utility support and the rest that you said.
Okay, no problem. So in terms of utilities, we have families who are unable, let's say for example, they apply to our school for a new connection and they're unable to pay that bill. They will come to us after we do our assessment. If they qualify, then we'll assist them with that. Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And then you said structural development?
Yes. So in terms of renovation and construction, this process is much more lengthier. We use something called a 3.1 SLNet tool that was handed to us by the World Bank. Every single person who comes through our doors have to be assessed by that tool. We also do some other in-house assessments. So when somebody comes to SSDF, let's say they come to reception, they fill out the application form. That form is now given to me, and then now I would give it to the officer responsible. So let's say the person is from Leclerc, then the officer responsible from Leclerc will get that application form, call the individual, and do an assessment. Now, construction and renovation, like I said, the process is much more lengthier, and we have an approval, a housing committee approval team that decides whether or not a person gets assistance, and that's based on certain criteria. So it dispels the notion that one person is making the decision and probably somebody didn't get assistance because that one person decided, you know what, you're not getting assistance. No, it's an entire team. Yes.
And of course, we go through physical assessment one-on-one, so you could see exactly who you're helping, along with a technical officer. So it's not just so we're going to do things. It has to go through a process because a lot of money is involved.
Exactly.
And so, and responsibility as well. Okay, so let's head into the the success stories. If you can give us a few success stories as to, you know, as far as the housing program is concerned.
Yes. We have quite a few. Let me narrow it down. So, like I said, I'll go back to the construction and renovation where we have persons who don't have anywhere to go. And after they go through the process, we construct, well, the way it's supposed to work, persons supposed to have their team. And then we provide them with the materials to build their home. So, persons, one of the success stories would be that right now we have 2 homes being built by the Borderley Correctional Facilities. So that enables us to do a bit more than what we used to do prior.
Okay, so that comes to our next question.
Yes.
But before we get into that question, just give us a little more detail as far as, you know, the success stories. To me, there is a house near completion, almost ready for handover in Miko.
Yes.
Tell us about that one.
Okay.
Because that's a special project.
Yes. So this project is being done for a lady that is differently able. And right now, like I mentioned earlier, we have Borderley Correctional Facilities. The team, they are the ones constructing the house from foundation to the roof. This week, that house should be handed over. And in addition to that, we have already started another house for somebody who's also differently able.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So any other stories of, you know, completion and handovers that have been successful?
Yes, we have had 3 others earlier this year, and we have approved 5 other homes. So that will be coming up in the next quarter.
Okay. So how long does it take from the application process to the vetting and everything, and then boom, you have a complete structure to hand over to someone who is who needs it?
Okay. So it varies. If somebody has their own team, then that depends on how fast the team move. However, sometimes we have persons who don't have a team, like the lady we currently constructing the house for, where we have Borderley Correctional Facilities, and because of the manpower they have, we're able to complete the house within 5 or 6 weeks for the most. So it depends on weather too, the area, water connection, it varies, but we aim for at least 6 weeks for the most.
All right, so a complete structure, wow, comes up very quickly.
Yes.
Within a month and a half. Wonderful. Okay, so does the housing program work with business professionals, government ministries, regional, international partners?
Okay, so we work with private sector. Some of the persons we work with private sector, where they facilitate in terms of materials, credit notes, whatnot, so it makes things a bit faster for us. And also, yeah, we work with the public sector as well. As of recent, we were in dialogue with the Commissioner of Crown Lands, because what we realize, a number of our persons are on Crown Lands. So that's dialogue we have to continue. We also have had dialogue with CARE and Sir Arthur Community College. Actually, we're reviewing a MOU. So we're just waiting on that to be finalized so we could officially sign.
And then you said earlier, we work with the Borderley Correctional Facility as well, inmates who are, who pass the test, who are able to work with supervision to build houses. Wow.
Yes.
So how important are those partnerships to the success of your programs?
It's vital. It's very important because, like I said earlier on, because we are working with Borderley Correctional Facilities, now we're able to do more in a shorter space of time versus where we have to vet a contractor to do the building, or we're waiting on individuals to get a team together. So that has really speed up the process.
Okay. And how is the housing program department financed? Is the financing sustainable?
The program is financed 100% by St. Lucia government. And as it pertains to being sustainable, we get hundreds of requests. So we're unable to do everybody, but because of the partnerships we have and we will be going into, we'll be able to do a lot more than we're doing right now. Yes.
So what is your approximate figures to the number of houses that can be constructed within 1 year?
We normally aim for 12 houses.
Wow.
Yes.
A house a month.
Yes, that's what we try to aim for.
That's amazing. Yes. Thank you very much, Donna. So we take a quick break, and of course we will continue with SSDF, uplifting people, transforming communities. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
What's in the food you're eating? Do you really even know? All the chemicals and hormones used to accelerate their growth. All the artificial flavoring, sweeteners and colors too. We consume and we don't spare a thought for the damage that they'll do. No, think about the children. Think about the children. How will we save them? Chemicals and GMOs are not the solution. Use organic and join revolution.
Excessive agrochemical use, additives, and genetically modified foods are harmful to health and the environment. Join the good food revolution. Grow, buy, and consume organic. A message from Rise St. Lucia and the Ministry of Sustainable Development with funding from the GEF Small Grants Program, UNDP.
The good food revolution.
Welcome back and thank you for viewing SSDF, Uplifting People, Transforming Communities. It is episode 4 and of course it's the ladies' turn. Yes, the ladies of SSDF who head some pretty major departments in the organization. Today, Miss Donna St. Marthe is here with us and of course she is the Housing Program Coordinator, which is one of the biggest departments with some of the largest with some of the largest budgets. So, Miss St. Marthe, we were talking about how is the housing program financed and is it sustainable?
Yeah.
And like you said earlier on, there are so many requests on a daily basis,
Yes.
and there's only so much that you can take after processing.
Yes.
And like she said, within a year we could do 12 houses. According to, if everything goes smoothly and we
Yes.
have as little delays and hiccups as possible, we could definitely grant 12 families a good dwelling
Yes.
for life.
Yes.
For life. So Donna, before we get into the next questions, give us a little more about that for life business. Just a little explanation.
Okay, all right. So part of the process at SSDF for the construction of whole houses, persons have to show that they own the land, or if it is that they're on Crown land, like I mentioned earlier, now we are in dialogue with the Commissioner of Crown Lands, and once they can give us that information, once we assess everything is finalized, when we build a home for them, they will sign a document and it will state that yes, it's for life.
So everything is on contract.
Yes.
All right, okay, okay. So what systems do you have in place to measure the success of the housing program?
Okay, good question. So our monitoring and evaluation officer, Mr. DeAndre, he has developed a tool that we use. It's similar to what they use in BNTF. So he has developed that and he's primarily responsible for that aspect. However, we have in-house assessments. We have something called key performance indicator that every month team members from the different constituencies will fill out that key performance indicator. So it will determine if we have returning clients, if we have clients who first time walk in. So based on that information, it will give us an idea of the success of the program.
Okay. Now, what are some of the main challenges the housing program faces regarding implementation of the projects?
Okay, all right. So our main challenge would be financing. Like I said, we have so many applications, but there are so many we can do. But another thing that we do at the SSDF within our department is that when persons come in for assistance, no matter under what category, whether it's utility, whole houses or whatnot, we take a holistic approach. So we will discuss the client, whether or not they employed, if they want to be a business owner, if they want to maybe do a course. We try to encourage them to do these things, because what we realized in the past is that some persons would come back. We give them the assistance and they come back. So right now we're all about sustainable living. So how can we help you to help yourself? Now the issue is a lot of the clients do not want that assistance. They would just want us to give them, whether it is the payment for Lucilec, the payment for the landlord or construct the house, but they do not want to go through the process. Because like my colleague Wayne said, with the HOPE program, they're the ones deal with getting persons the job and
training and stuff.
Exactly. So we refer persons to him so that now they could be trained and they could develop themselves.
Wow.
But surprisingly, a lot of persons they don't take the opportunity. They just want the assistance, and that's it.
Okay. Well, I suppose, in the future we'll come up with some sort of campaign or some sort of program to educate these persons and let them know that, two hands must clap. Two hands will give you an applause, and you could meet us halfway and show that you are interested and you want to do better for yourself. It's not just handouts all the time. And at SSDF, imagine we have the departments available for that holistic support. You can get a job, you can get training, and then you can help yourself. Look, you get a house, do the rest. Just make sure you show up and you take care of yourself. Do the other half, like we say. Okay, so what message would you like to leave with St. Lucians about the importance of social development and community empowerment?
The message I would like to leave is help your neighbor. We have persons that we see in our community that just need a little bit of help. If we are able to help them, that will uplift the community. It's not just about SSDF because we cannot do it all. The other message I would send to persons is don't give up on yourself. When you come to SSDF and we provide you with other opportunities for you to be able to help yourself, take hold of those opportunities because it's for you, it's not for us. So don't give up on yourself and help a neighbor. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Donna, for coming through today and being my guest. Donna is our housing program coordinator, and of course we are very much appreciative of the information that we have received today, giving us a little deeper insight into the housing program that is available at the St. Lucia Social Development Fund. Now remember, you can always call us. Our office open Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Call us at 452-6699. Check out our Instagram page. Yes, we are on Instagram, SSDF STLUCIA. Also SSDF STLUCIA on Facebook. So check out all the latest information on our social media. And of course, join us again next time for episode 5 with more of the women from the St. Lucia Social Development Fund. Thank you so much. This has been episode 4, SSDF, Uplifting People, Transforming Communities. I am your host, Ika Fergus, Communications Officer.
Everybody wants a life worth living. Opportunity is what we're giving. SSDF, we alive. The plight of the marginalized. And through beneficiary involvement, we give our commitment to bring improvement to the lives of the indigent. Wow. SSDF help the poor and the needy, help all the youth and elderly with housing and domestic sanitation. SSDF even help with education, creating better social cohesion, better social integration, creating national prosperity, improving life in the country. SSDF uplifting people, transforming communities. SSDF uplifting people, transforming communities. SSDF uplifting people, transforming communities. SSDF uplifting people, transforming communities.